What's up, everybody? I'm Coach Jake.
I'm Coach Zane.
And we're going to take you guys through the dry tri strength standards, exercises, and we'll talk about tips and strategy. Let's talk about the setup for the dry tri strength. So every athlete's going to start off with a 300-meter row. We're going to come over to the weight floor. We do 3 rounds of the circuit. We go back over to the rower. You're going to do 300 meters. You come back and do 2 rounds of the circuit. One final 300-meter row. You come back, you hit 1 round of the circuit, and then you're off to the treadmill. Runners and joggers are going to have a 1-mile run starting off at 8%, and every quarter mile you drop it down by 2%, 8, 6, 4, 2. Power walkers are going to be power walking a half mile. However, you're starting off at 12%, then once you get quarter mile, you're coming down to 6%. That's where you finish. First is our dumbbell burpee. So Coach Zane is actually going to demonstrate. The standard is we start with hip extension, meaning you're standing straight up. We're going to take it back into a plank. We come back up and stand. However that looks like it's going to be different, that's absolutely fine, but the standard is you get into a plank and you stand back up. Zane, take it away. Dumbbells are going down to the ground. You can see he jumps back. We see the plank position. We jump back forward, stand up, hip extension. That is 1 rep. What we want to avoid is if we go down, we don't stand up all the way before the next rep. So we want to have some kind of honor system or integrity to our rep scheme. So as we go, he can take the jump out of it. Zane, let's see that. Instead of jumping, he's stepping. You can see the feet are inside the dumbbells. They can be wider than the dumbbells. They can be inside. Doesn't matter. You just have to hit a plank, and you have to stand back up. Next up, we have our hand release push-up. So Coach Zane, you can see he's starting up in a plank position. Again, if we have a standard is we're starting off plank position. Hands are stacked underneath the shoulders. We have a straight line between the heels and the shoulders. Now, Zane is going to go down. Chest goes all the way down to the ground. Hands lift off the ground, so we see a little bit of space. He presses right back up and finishes in the plank position. Now again, the standard is you start in a plank, chest down, hands up, and then you finish in a plank. That's 1 rep. So an option is when he goes down, you can drop to the knees, you can get the chest down low, you can peel your body up. Doesn't necessarily matter. Start in a plank, chest down, hands up, finish in a plank. Whatever that looks like, that's absolutely fine. All right, next up, we've got our bench tap squat. Now again, Coach Zane has 2 dumbbells in hand. The standard is we start in a standing position. Our butt has got to touch the bench, and we have to stand back up with hip extension. So as you can see, Zane has the 2 dumbbells off to the side, push the butt back. He drops down, he touches, then comes back up. Now, again, the standard is the same. Dumbbell placement is relative. You can put them wherever you want. You can go wider than the pockets, in between the thighs, top loaded, doesn't necessarily matter. Again, standard is you stand, you tap, you stand right back up. That's 1 rep. Next up, we have a hammer curl to shoulder press, aka the hammer press. Now this one's a little bit tricky. You start with the arm straight. Again, that's our starting position. That's our finish position. So the standard is arm has got to be down by the side. He's going to curl it up to the shoulders, press it up overhead, and then again, you can see the neutral grip as it goes up and down. Now, this one, the standard is a little bit different because again, arms have got to be straight, but really all we're looking for is above the crown of the head. If you've got lighter weights, probably not a big deal. First round, second round, third round, might not be too bad, but when you hit the 2 rounds and the 1 round on the tail end, it's going to be really tough to get full extension. So again, as long as you're getting above the crown of the head, that's absolutely fine. He can go into a bicep curl so he can supinate as he comes up. He can Arnold press up. Doesn't necessarily matter. Arm has to be straight at the bottom, has to come above the crown of the head. That's 1 rep. All right, lastly, alternating reverse lunge. These are going to be top loaded. Now, if you look on the VVA, you'll see that they're loaded like he just finished a bicep curl. The way I coach it is you want to load the shoulders so the shoulders bear the weight. So go neutral grip, put 1 donut of the dumbbell sitting on the shoulder, elbows stay up. That way, the weight is not based off your shoulders. Your entire trunk is actually supporting it. Now, here's the standard. Reverse lunge, he's going to take a step back, find the 90-degree angle. He's dropping his knee. The standard is the knee has got to get all the way down to the ab mat. Step up, hip extension, that is 1 rep. The reason specifically we have this is because we see a lot of times they're just like a half lunge. That's no good. Again, we're using the honor system. We're not going to have somebody sitting there counting your reps, but the standard is you got to get that knee all the way down. Be mindful of your own development and see maybe what the weak point is and base your dumbbells off of that. You're committing to 1, but here's the deal. If Zane and I were doing a dry tri strength, say we had rankings, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, blah, blah, blah. If he's using a set of 20s, and I'm using a set of 15s, and I finish before him, I cannot be ranked above him. This is not a go light with the dumbbells and sprint it and try to do it as fast as you can. That's what our dry tri sprint is. Our dry tri strength is you're trying to get the heaviest dumbbells that you can manage for 3 rounds, then 2 rounds, then 1 round, and still bust out a mile really as fast as you can compared to what you did maybe last time. If this is your first time, think of it as a strategy. Think of it as this might be a learning process. Understand what your body maybe can't handle or what it can handle, and kind of make adjustments for the next one. Everybody who's going to be doing the dry try, you're going to crush it. If you guys have any questions, comments, or cries for help, please let any of us coaches know. We'll see you at the finish line. Now, for the dry try strength, you are in charge of getting and committing to one set of dumbbells. We're going to help place it so it'll be there and ready for you. However, you're picking one set of dumbbells for every exercise that you're going to be using. So think about what your limiting exercise is going to be. For me, the shoulder press. My legs can hang just fine, but the shoulder press is what got me last time. Zane, was that the case for you, or was it your legs?
It'd be the alternating reverse lunge.
Reverse lunge. Leaves your legs just completely tapped.